This is the story of Aktils' bicycle ride. One morning, Aktil packed his lunch and set out to meet his cousin Arnie. They had arranged to go on a bicycle ride. I bet he's still in bed, thought Aktil, as he turned down the hill towards Arnie's house. But Arnie was not in bed. He was hiding. He was waiting to jump out and give Aktil a scare. Poor Aktil was so surprised, he let go of his brakes and went whizzing off down the steep hill, and he hit the bottom with a terrific bang and flew right over a privet hedge into the garden of an unusual house. "Hello, Aktil." It was Arnie. "You should see your bicycle," he sniggered. "It'll take a wizard to fix that wreck." All at once there was a loud explosion, and imagine Arnie's surprise when a wizard shot from a window and landed on the lawn in front of him. He had a sooty face and he gave his ankle a nasty twist as he fell. The cousins helped the wizard inside and made him a cup of tea. He had been hurrying to finish a batch of fireworks for his sister Dorothy's party. "But now I've blown myself up. How on earth shall I deliver them?" he wailed, rubbing his ankle. For the party was that night, and Dorothy lived in quite another town. "I would deliver them," Aktil said hopefully, "but my bicycle is broken on the footpath." The wizard took down a book of spells and he hobbled out to the front gate. And he read aloud some curious words, and in a trice Aktil's bicycle sprang back into shape. It was shinier than before and more modern, with new carriers at the back. Arnie coughed, feeling a little left out, and then he noticed that his own blue bicycle was shiny and modern, and it too had new carriers. Carefully they packed away the fireworks, and the wizard gave Aktil a map showing Dorothy's house marked with an X. "Bon voyage!" he cried, as the two cousins sped away. Never before had Aktil or Arnie been on such a long bicycle ride. The chances of their being home in time for tea were slim indeed, and it was hard work pedalling along the hilly road. And then Aktil had an idea. In his carriers were some huge rockets called hearts of oak, and he tied one to each of their bicycles. And he lit the fuses, and they went zipping off through the countryside, and they hardly had to pedal at all. Suddenly they came to an enormous hill, and it went straight up like the hills on a roller coaster, but the rockets roared and they raced to the top. But instead of plunging down the other side, their bicycles just kept shooting upwards. "Holy mackerel," thought Aktil, "we've taken off." And the cousins clung to their soaring bicycles, and far below the ground looked hard and uninviting. Desperately they searched for haystacks. Aktil spotted an unusual house. Could it belong to Dorothy? And he felt for his map to check. But at that moment the rockets fizzled out. Arnie turned to Aktil, wide-eyed with alarm, for their bicycles had begun to plummet earthwards. And then Aktil remembered his packed lunch. It was wrapped in an extremely large plastic bag. Quickly he discarded the sandwiches and shook the bag open. Arnie caught the other side of the bag and it billowed out forming a perfect parachute, and the cousins came safely down to the ground. It was a ruffled pair who arrived at Dorothy's house. She was very pleased with her fireworks, and not minding at all that 2 were missing. Together they had a late lunch on the lawn, and Dorothy told Aktils' fortune by reading his tea leaves. She said he would have a life filled with adventure, but Arnie said it was all rubbish. And then they set off home. Dorothy came part of the way on her bicycle to point out a shortcut. It was very scenic, and neither Aktils nor Arnie could remember a better bicycle ride. They even arrived home in time for tea, but after their late lunch with Dorothy, they were far too full to eat a thing. The end.